difference in just having someone who listens and someone who doesn't. And if you repeat that so many, like a few times in your head, you can understand what I really, really mean when I say that. So when I had said that to the individual, they were like, "Oh, I've had people who listen to my life, my sister, my friends, my dad, all that stuff, but they're not on the same level. Anyone can listen, but not everyone can understand why." And I said, "That's what I mean by someone who listens and someone who doesn't. Because you might have someone who's there that's listening, but at the same time, are they really listening? But if you have someone who really understands your situation, gets where you're going at, then maybe that misunderstanding wouldn't be there."
I understand. So it's like beyond physics. It's like someone who listens and someone who kind of you mean like basically understands
Yeah,
the whole time.
there's a person who's able, like we were talking earlier, someone who's like, okay, I can see where you're coming from, and then there's someone that is listening, but the information goes in one ear and out the other.
I feel like you ever heard about that thing about humans don't really multitask and everyone's upset for like multitasking and shit.
Oh,
But you really only
multitasking is bullshit. I'm gonna say that right
yeah,
now.
and you switch back and forth quickly from one thing to the next. It's like it's so surreal, so possible. And my family probably because listen to him, I was the bad guy in this story in this scenario. My family don't appreciate when like I'll be engaging, I'll be in conversation with them, and then the next thing you know I'll be on my phone, and it's like I can sense how hurt they are. It takes one response. It takes one response to be like, uh huh, and they're like, I'm done. I'm done talking to you. It's over. And like,
No, nah.
maybe it's just my feeling on a personal level, but it's
Okay,
like they're like, you're not listening. I'm like, damn. I'm trying to do one thing for 10 seconds, and then I'm gonna be waiting, but it's to do both. What were you about to say?
I was gonna say that reminded
Hello?
me. Yeah, I'm right here. Like I was gonna say that kind of reminded me of a scenario. So, I was there's one moment that I was working and I was speaking with an individual, helping them out with something, and I had on my Apple Watch, I had a message, but also because it was like going off, it was like something that was I was in a conversation with one of my family members. So as I'm dealing with them and they were thinking, I looked at my watch to see like who had messaged me, and I could message them later. And the individual was like, "What you got to go on break?" I'm like, "No, I'm like you're fine. I was just seeing a message, just wondering, and also checking the time." You're like, "What you got a rush or something?" I was like, "No, no, take your time. I am here with you. My apologies." But like I think misunderstandings can that that reminded me that misunderstandings can not only happen if a person just doesn't listen, but also through actions.
You think like your reassurance actually helped that person? Like we told them like I'm gonna be with you. I'm here. Like you think that actually calmed them down, made them
Oh
back
no,
into the state of wanting to talk.
oh no, that individual was just an asshole. But like I just dealt with it. Like I try to be respectful with everybody that comes in, but obviously sometimes I have an off day where I'm just tired, exhausted, or I just dealt with a really rude person, and I'm just like, all right, my day is ruined, but I don't want to ruin a customer's day that comes in, right? Uh, so, but yeah, that I just was like, my
Yeah,
or here comes a situation where say
yeah.
you acknowledge your what like okay you somebody flips out on you
Mm,
and you explain to them uh like what really went on your side, and then it's like, oh, I'm sorry that I feel like an asshole, or you're the type of person to apologize even though you didn't do anything, but or it was just all a misunderstanding. Like those situations, it's just like tough to just deal with.
I feel like working. That's the scary thing about me. I feel like I'm a hermit. So like a lot of social situations kind of put me up against. Like I just never know what the hell can happen. Like what's gonna come out this person's mouth. I never know what they expect them to say or how they even react to me.
You know,
So I'm kind
a
of like
hermit is somebody who travels around all the time, right?
a hermit, but
Yeah,
a hermit is also like a loner. Like like they don't really because they travel around a lot. They don't really have a niche. Like they don't have a band of friends and stuff. It isn't a group of hermits. It's just a hermit.
yeah,
And it's like a
that's
lonely
true though.
person,
Yeah, that's true though.
backpack, just traveling. But what you call it? So yeah, I feel like I'm always in a new environment, meeting new people, and like our lives, they're like parallel. It's like I could wave at you, we could talk, but nothing significant in my life is ever gonna affect anything significant in your life. I kind of like I don't know. I don't have a lot of those connections right now that I had,
I
but
don't know what you're doing there. you just you
just
putting
parallel
T.
lines.
He's like man TP pose.
Like, man, get the program. program, bro. But it's like I don't know. I feel like meeting new people is crazy. Meeting new people is wild, and that puts a lot of space for misunderstandings. And to be at that,
All
you
the
have,
time.
exactly you know, to even meet a new person, I feel like you have to have a level of at least when you're meeting me. When you meeting me, you gotta you gotta have some tolerance because I have like I don't know. It's like ingrained in me to have a terrible first impression or like the most awkward first impression ever. It's just like I'm just constantly overthinking. I'm like, what's up, niggas? Hey. Nothing cool to talk about. Awkwardly leave. Boom. There we go. Established a relationship. I think.
No, that kind of remind like I hate how uh your first impression ends up being your last because of a misunderstanding.
mm,
Especially if it's with trying to get into a relationship or just trying to make a friend or just being
do
able
you
to just
feel
talk
like
to somebody in general. Just be like having a night, having someone to just talk with for a day, for a night, for an hour. Just having a normal conversation. How that first impression just goes right down the drain.
what I'm thinking about? Like I've thought about so much when you said that because one, the first question I was like, have you ever done that to somebody? Have you ever cut them off because of one little thing and never done that again? And I felt like one the girls do that a lot. Why? Because talking to a girl is like trying to get into an Ivy League school. You know, you already know it's too expensive.
he's like he's
Like, well,
you
damn,
you see Patricia right there. That's like getting into Princeton. Like what?
that's like getting into Princeton, young man. First, you're gonna need a loan because you gotta take her out. You gotta have outfit. You gotta have the transportation. You gotta feed her. All right, come on. What are you talking
You
about?
gotta have your
Everybody else,
you gotta have your resume. She gotta know
gotta
what
have the rest
she gotta
because
know your
she
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 gotta know your
comparing you to them other
experience.
candidates, my boy. What?
She gotta know your experience. She gotta know where you working at. She gotta know your job. She gotta know where you graduated from. Say you got a
And then there's like,
degree. Do you have money? No? Alright, you failed. You ain't getting into the Ivy League school.
mm, nope, too broke, out of here. But it's like that's what I'm saying though. It's just easier because women have more options. It's like I got 15 dudes coming up to me. One of them hits me up and asks me about my tits. That's an easy get out of here. 14 left. It's just like weed them out. like
That is
you
that
just
is
weed.
that is true. It's like either getting to an Ivy League school or trying to get your dream job right off the bat
Mm-hmm.
after college. That
If you're
that's
going at if you're going at it with high standards, you know, like I don't know. There's a lot of ways to go about it. There's like having that dream person inside your head, which I feel like is detrimental to certain things, but whatever. Like there's that.
More on that another time, whenever that comes out. But back to 2022. Or pretty much anything in that regard. Like, I think this year, like everybody's putting it, everybody wants this year to be a good year. Will it be a good year?
Mm-hmm.
It all depends on perspective. But I think people who I think people shouldn't pressure it to be a good year, because then that's where high expectations come in.
Mm, yeah,
It's like a movie. You have high
I really
expectations.
felt pressure when you asked me that question.
You felt pressured. You're like, what do you think?
I'm like, oh my god. It's like, why, why did I go in here blind?
You're
Like,
like,
oh,
I don't know.
I
But
avoid it. It's like, yeah, bro. I avoid that like in real life. Like I don't talk, like like that's why like I don't know. There's certain topics you can and can't talk with people. I wish you could like find it, but it's like when you talk to certain relatives and they just want to talk about like the most irritating stuff, just going like all
they
the things that
they
go
just
wrong
come
with
up. They
it.
just come up to you, and be like, "So, you got a girlfriend yet, or you got a significant other?" Like, why you gotta ask me that? You're like, so when you starting to have kids? You're like, can I live
Yeah,
my
like
life first? When did your grandparents, did your mom ask you when you getting kids? I see
they're
that
like,
all
let
the
me
time.
ask. It's like, are you afraid? Are you afraid that you'll never have grandkids? Don't be afraid.
No, some people are actually afraid. They'll be like, I feel like I'm not going to live to see my grandkids. And I get that. Like, if you really want grandkids and you want to see them and be able to see a future, a potential future and stuff, I get that. But don't pressure somebody into having it when they can't support themselves yet. That's the part that I'm like, chill.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. That's like the family dynamics are weird. That's why my favorite thing about the internet in the golden age was the Thanksgiving clapbacks. So, it was just that was the golden age
the
of
the
memes.
the what?
You know, the Thanksgiving clapbacks,
Please
clapbacks.
please elaborate. Cause I'm
You
thinking
don't
when
know
cause,
about the
no, cause when you say clapback, I'm thinking of a completely different thing, and I hope it's not what I'm thinking. And anybody who's listening, watching, or whatever, if you're thinking the same thing I am, thank you for appreciating that I'm not alone on this.
Oh my
Cause
god.
please elaborate on clapback.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to.
Cause I'm like I don't. I feel like I should
So
know.
here's the meme. I typed it in on Google, because it's that safe. It's that safe.
That's
It says,
safe.
uh, tattoos are a lifetime commitment. And it goes, me, but your marriage wasn't.
Oh,
Said the
that. Okay. See that's
your
different.
marriage was.
See when you say that, all right, now I get it. Those are funny.
And this bitch, there's another one. It says, I wasn't drinking when I was 16. And somebody goes, can't drink when you're pregnant. Yeah, they're just bad. They're just so bad, but it's just like, it's the truth. It's like people try to talk down on you, as the younger person in your family. It's like, relax, step up off me. I'm doing my motherfucking thing right now. Don't even try to
uh,
play me.
there was another one. It was like only women should wear makeup, only babies should wear diapers.
Oh my god. There's one that says this one that says it's an epic Christian meme, and it says the cousin asks, "Why is the food taking forever?" And then it goes, "Me, repent or burn forever."
He was like, at least I got my GED, and then somebody said, at least I know my DAD. I'm like, oof, that's hurtful.
You know,
That's hurtful.
those ones are most fucked up, but the easiest ones. It's like a nut shot.
Hmm. Yeah, now, all right, now I get it.
Somebody said, "Why you wearing so much makeup?" It's like, "Why ain't nobody eating your casserole?"
Man, Thanksgiving, that was a good time. Thanksgiving clapbacks, that was funny. You always on that damn phone. You always on that damn walker. that's that's messed up.
All that white
It's like,
walker.
yeah, grandmom says you always on that damn phone, and then you say you always on that damn walker.
They go to hell. They go to hell. They don't deserve grandma. Oh, yeah, that shit. That's crazy.
That's messed up.
They said, when you gonna have some kids? When you gonna meet yours?
Wait, what?
They said, when you gonna have some kids? And somebody said, when you gonna meet yours?
Sheesh, that's rough. That's rough. I don't know, man. That's something different.
Thanksgiving clapbacks. They keep mixing in with these Christian clapbacks.
Christian clapbacks.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm so confused. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand.
That's the internet. The internet. You don't understand it. Memes come, memes go. But
News coming. Yeah, like I don't know. It's so hard to live a carefree life now. I feel like before it was easier to be carefree. Now with the COVID, it's like you can't be carefree for shit. Motherfucker, you gotta worry about the government turning on you. That's the scariest thing about now. It's like I can't even grow up no more, bro. The
he
whole
said, "I can't
fucking you
even grow up no more." Nah.
gotta worry about the government. It's like the Great Depression part two. That's what it really is.
Yeah, you know
Part
what's
two.
crazy? And you know what's crazy? The Great Depression was around the Roaring Twenties, 1920s, or 2020. So if history does repeat itself, we're repeating it in a odd way.
Like
And and you know
100%.
and you know what led us out of the Great Depression? World War. I'm just hoping that doesn't come next.
This is why you keep your historians close.
Yeah, you
What?
anybody who knows
What?
history, yes.
All
Well,
right. So who do you
especially
think is
knows
winning the next war? You think
we
we're
don't
winning?
even know who's
Is it?
against.
We
I
are
will.
winning. We got to.
Okay,
I say,
no.
fuck, we got.
I will say, like, instead of it being a world war, we're fighting a viral war, but that's another thing. But I'm not trying to get enlisted. Yo, do you know?
Nah.
I'm not trying to get enlisted. You know that thing that every man has to sign after once they turn 18, and if they don't, they get arrested. You know that?
Is that a thing? Did I sign that? I don't think I signed
You
that.
probably did, and you just didn't know. But I gotten one of those things in the mail. It's the so every male that turns 18, they get something in the mail stating like, hey, you have to sign up for enlistment. So in case if say we were to go to war, you would get drafted. But I mean, there's another layer to that too. But regardless, say if we were to go to war, me, you, every other male that is 18 and up, we go into war regardless. And if you don't sign it, you actually get arrested and fined, which is not unless they changed. But back when I was
I
18,
definitely.
yeah.
That,
unless
I
it's
remember.
unless it's changed since I've read that when I had to sign it and mail it in, but I know that was
Well,
something that
I
happened.
lived in the motherfucking chair force instantaneously. So, like, I feel like if they rush it, you go wherever they need you. But if you choose yourself, I'm gonna choose like right before they start rushing niggas. I'm gonna choose the chair force.
The
I'm gonna
chair
be like, yes,
force,
sir. Yeah,
chair
the Air Force. They call it the
chair
Air
force,
Force.
chair force. Just drones, just going wrong.
With the
If,
chair force. It's such a hurtful thing, but I'm thinking about chair like, damn right.
that's like me saying, all right, if I'm in Mongolia, I'm signing up to be in the Navy.
Why? Is there no Navy in Mongolia?
Mongolia is in the center of so here like if you want to think about it, Mongolia is here and then you have various countries around it. There's no there's no bodies of water.
I'm gonna tell you why this. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something deeply about myself in this episode. If you made it this far in this episode, you officially are gonna learn something about me. I'm opening up to you guys. This is why I hate the school system. They fucked me.
Would you rather date a porn star or an OnlyFans model? If he was
Mm,
single.
I got my answer
mm,
right. OnlyFans all the way.
why?
But I feel like there's still a chance of it being personal. Personal and not. I feel like with a porn star, that shit's done. So that shit's it's ran through. It's getting professionally ran through. You know what I mean? So like, and then it's like that's major competition.
The,
That's
the,
not even competition. It's like it's just ridiculous.
the only
Like,
thing I can
ooh,
the only thing I can picture is that person every night coming home and asking her like, "Oh, how was your day at work?" She just says like, "Oh, it was amazing. I was with so and so. We did this, we did that," and the guy's just internally just breaking down on the inside. So I agree with James, but what's your take on that?
Uh, I would honestly, I would say porn star,
You
100%.
would
because it's ethnic.
so
Why?
you'd watch those videos? You'd watch them?
No, because like, what are the chances that like you can't have fun with like other stars? You know what I mean? Or like, who's to say that like she doesn't put you on? You know what I mean?
Okay, that's valid.
See,
And I
this
feel
sounds
like
great.
and I feel like with OnlyFans, like yeah, like the connection, like there might be a higher chance of a connection being there, but like I mean, if you have like if she could retire from being a porn star and then you guys are cool and she's done being ran through and you got all these bans from all these people who were just looking at her getting ran through. I mean, I I'm capitalizing. Fuck that,
I'm
bro.
gonna
They
go
can
ahead.
pay for me being on a yacht. Collect
I'm
the bag, fuck bad bitches, you know what I mean? And like keep my girl in my pocket.
you definitely have you said a lot of interesting things. I mean, you said a lot of interesting things. Made me see things from different angles and such. I feel like you have made the porn star thing kind of look more like a celebrity esque, whole situation. And OnlyFans is just Sally from across the block who decided to show her cooch $35 a month, and it's just like, there's more value. So I do like the elements you brought in, man. You really got me on the fence now. I got to think harder.
You have to
I
think
don't.
Well,
harder.
here's the thing. Do they have OnlyFans conventions?
OnlyFans conventions.
I
I
wouldn't be
mean,
surprised if they have now.
she could be an OnlyFans girl and a porn. Like they're just like one and the other. Like the porn star probably got an OnlyFans. You know what I mean?
Some of them actually do
For
now.
I don't know. See, this is my thing. If
'Cause-
I'm dating a porn star and she's having sex with a lot of people, I feel like I should be able to date like multiple people. I can't have all my
No, I
emotions
shouldn't
in
be
that
able. No,
person.
I shouldn't be able to date. I should just be able to have sex with.
I just feel like sex on weird, like even with me as a person, I feel like it's like a spiritual thing. So just like I can like with me personally, I
there's
don't know, man.
no, I get it.
I don't know. It's
There's
just
a
a whole bunch
Like
of
connection.
dating.
yeah. It's not personal, bro. It's just like I
Okay, okay,
can't have value in that. Something that
okay.
everybody has access to, and if not,
Mm,
I gotta
what if
look
this
you up.
OnlyFans girl has multiple partners?
She no, I mean OnlyFans is usually solo dolos, and it's like if I'm dating her, I'm gonna be like, your OnlyFans can't be wide. I'm gonna be in it if anybody's gonna be in it on the OnlyFans level.
It's
I mean,
me and
niggas,
only
I mean,
me. All right,
exactly.
That's James's stance. Is me and only me. Cause some OnlyFans people, from what I know, they go with anybody. They'll travel out to different say, all right, I'm in this area. Who's here? Because you see it all over Twitter.
And like, that's just like prostitution.
It's
That's
like
like OnlyFans changed sex so much. It's crazy. It like made it. It's like it desensitized um whatever porn and all that shit. I feel like it really brought it to a different crazy ass level.
and it's oversaturated in the social media market because that's all you see now, regardless of whatever you. If you're trying to look for dogs, memes, or anything, there's always one post that when you swipe up, there's like somebody with ass shaking, and it's just like support my OnlyFans, or like, oh, their OnlyFans is free, go to their bio, and it's just like I just want to look at cats.
And so that's why it's like, if I got an OnlyFans girl and you fucking other people, it's like, what the fuck? Like, nah. And I feel like that just gets into the that's what dating really is like to me. You know, that's what, because it's not like a sex thing. Because on the sex thing, it's like my health. I know porn stars are healthy. You know, as long as I'm healthy, I'm fine. The dating aspect, it would have to be the OnlyFans, because I can never date a porn star seriously unless I told you I was like, I was in a relationship with multiple porn stars, and you know.
Like, oh, you had a good day, okay.
What do you have to think about? It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what they do. Like, you know what I mean? I could chalk it up and like say that, but if you actually matter to me, when I'm thinking about you and I'm at work, I gotta picture you getting fucked by somebody else. No.
And she'll be like, hey baby, you want to see the video? They finally posted it.
Yeah, bro. I'm just not, it's crazy because there's really people don't give a fuck, bro. People be out there. I know.
I know that man is hurt. I know that man is hurt. And be like, oh.
Ooh. But I don't know, man. Like I said, life produces a lot of different type of people. You know, when you get into that world, they're crazy ass bitches and shit and nut shit. Like, there are people who like watching their girl get fucked. Other people.
Yeah.
That's why we have strange addictions.
Real strange addictions.
You remember?
Even vice versa. Do you think if there was a girl here, do you think she would choose a porn star or an OnlyFans model? And I feel like I don't know about male OnlyFans, but I'm guessing just like in everything sex related, they're making less bread than women are.
Unless you're in Japan, the amount of men in that industry is pretty low right now. It's oversaturated with women.
That's what I'm saying. Women are always making more money in the sex industry.
So, or for a sex tape?
Maybe as far as we understand, you know, there's always the producers.
I mean, Donald's living that life right now.
In Japan? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
man. Japan is
Yeah,
he's looks like
he's there for like 3 years.
doing him good, you know? He's doing him good. He looks all like sharp, professional. He looks like fresh off of one of them like Power, you know? He's one of them black people TV shows. He looks like boom, fresh off the set.
Fresh
Kinda
up.
like, you know who else? It's Nick's little brother, or is what is, you know what I'm talking about?
Tim Thomas.
Tim. Yeah, Tim looks the same too. He got me wishing I joined a fucking cult in college. His little shoulder shit and his shit. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was fresh to death too.
Yo, that reminds me. Remember that time you came to my campus that weekend and we just hopped?
Oh yeah, we go to Monmouth.
Yeah, we went to. You came up to my campus on Friday. I was cooking until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It was like a whole big fucking meal. Until then, we were like graffitiing all around the nearby town. Then we went to Monmouth. We party hopping. You got super drunk, and you got taken back. And you had I still got a picture on Snap. You got your head stuck in a trash can.
Yeah.
And then the next day we went to the beach.
One of those, you know, black or a little Hispanic on the side.
His mom is Puerto Rican, his dad is black, and he has both parents, unlike Parker. So I just had to put that in there. It was a good opportune time.
No, Miles Morales is dope. They did him justice. The Spiderman movie, though, I have a hot take on it. I think it really used the fan service as a crutch. Or if it did, I'm saying if it didn't, I'm just really out of touch with a lot of things, because that movie, it felt like I was watching like Nickelodeon or something.
You're talking about No Way Home?
Yeah.
No, it did weigh. The writers did admit that they tried to do as much fan service as they could that could balance the story and progress it instead of just doing it just to do it. Like for
Yeah.
example,
But not even. I love the fan service. I'm
no, it was
saying
great.
everything everything outside of that was just like literally I'm watching Nick at Night or I'm watching iCarly or some shit. Like it's not a Spider-Man movie. I feel like I'm a child. You know what I mean? Like I really you know what I mean? I'm supposed to be watching Spider-Man.
Well,
Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, they had the tone that these new Spider-Man movies just don't have. Like
well,
I feel like it's
well,
just all sunshine and rainbows.
well. Here's the thing about the difference between all three. So, Maguire Spider Man, if you haven't realized, the first movie centered around him in high school for like literally half the movie. After that, that was it. He was done. He wasn't even in high school anymore. The rest of the movies after that, he's like a full fledged middle aged man, like in his late 20s, 30s, trying to
Tobey
balance life.
started
And then you could have like a few moments where he's in college, but he's like
nah, that
he's
makes
not really in college. He was just in his 30s trying to he was in his 30s trying to get his degree after not going to school for a while because he was Spider-Man. Meanwhile,
he's
Andrew
trying to out there for everything.
meanwhile Andrew
Like
yeah, Andrew Garfield, they focused on him being in high school for like a little bit, but then they just jumped to saying like, all right, in the second movie he's graduated, he's done, that's it. Now he's a full fledged adult, but oh shit, Gwen Stacy died, and then now he's like a high school graduate who's like fucking depressed and the fact that he lost the love of his life and all that crap. Tom Holland, they really focused his entire trilogy of him strictly being a high school kid trying to understand what it's like to be Spider-Man. Like the way I think of it as like yeah, you had Tony Stark as his mentor, Nick Fury as like a mentor, Doctor Strange was somewhat of a mentor, but his real mentors that really told him like this is how you need to be. This is what makes Spider-Man you, or like this is embracing your identity of being Spider-Man is older versions of himself who've been through all that crap and is like, look, man, we all been through it. You're about to experience it. Now we're just gonna tell you how it's gonna be done, or like here's a way to get through it. And from now on, instead of you being Spider Boy or under the Avengers wings or whatever, having like a fucking mentor, you're really Spider Man now. And the trilogies after this, because they already got Spider Man 4 in development, he's Spider Man. It's gonna be more different tone than high school boy. So
nah. Well, I stand by it still. I feel like Andrew Garfield was my nice, like, I guess Goldilocks and the Three Bears scenario, just right in the
I
middle.
think
He was just perfect. High schooler, he was serious. His Spider Man hit the fucking mark. And people didn't appreciate that. Now, Andrew
no,
Garfield, I'm not gonna bash what?
I think each one of them had their own take. Like
Yeah,
Maguire,
Garfield is better.
he
And I'm gonna say it goes Andrew, Toby, and Toby and the other one, Tom Holland, they're tied for second because I can't put one of them as the worst because they're all like I want to show them some respect. They're doing Spider-Man respect. They're trying their best. They got these movies out. They're not bad, but I really can't help but feel like the new Spider-Man is like rated like G. Like it just feels weird, and it's crazy because they had the best fan service, the best special effects, and all that, but it's like maybe I feel like it made me really feel like I was getting too old for it. Maybe that's why I just don't like. I was just like, ugh, like I shouldn't feel this way, you know. I should be enjoying the movie, not feeling like I'm sitting in like an elementary school. But
I don't know.
maybe that's what movies are. That's what movies are geared towards too, like not more media. Because when you look at the Cartoon Network, and I'm not saying I like the Cartoon Network now, but when I was
Oh
like
no,
working,
that's a whole different comparison. Like that, you can tell the difference between Cartoon Network now and Cartoon Network back then, and that's a huge drastic difference. I am not going to get into because that I
exactly. But
will
then I'm
go.
like, even though, even well, then we know it changed drastically. I'm saying I feel like movies are changing in the same direction almost, or at least the Spider-Man is. Like it's like
I don't think so. I think this was more of, instead of just giving us directly the Spider-Man we know in the comics, we got his origin split into three different movies that pretty much is teaching him what it means to be Spider-Man. And then now that he knows what it means to be Spider-Man with the help of two other different Spider-Men, he can finally be on his own and say, "All right, I'm Spider-Man." Cuz that's the world knows him as. Nobody knows him as Peter Parker except himself. So, I'm one thing I'm looking forward to is I hope in the next trilogy, because it's going to be set in college, it's going to be more mature, is either he teams up with like Daredevil and then the villains like Kingpin, or anything in that regard, like something that is more grounded, more gritty. Cause like I that would be cool instead of having like the other villains,
like
like the villains that we had in No Way Home were pretty much like, yeah, that was the Sinister Six, but I feel like
I know what you mean.
you can't tread that back again. You really
But
can't.
I feel like this is the problem. This is the problem with the way they have the Tom Holland Spider-Man. Said you could throw any villain at him, and it's. I hope they're not still running the story where it's just like he's just not mature.